start myself, Mohan. This is all wonderful, and the way things are happening, and as you rightly said, the data is showing it. Whether we like somebody, we don't like somebody, the way Indian entrepreneurial system, the culture, the way the government is supporting this whole ecosystem. We are in Goa, so we'd like to talk a little bit about Goa and take 4 bits of your advice. You know Goa and you are as passionate about Goa as we all are. We also find that there are some inherent problems in Goa. Goa is a small state. As you rightly said, there's limit to how much we can get into manufacturing, industrialization. So what would be your recipe for Goa? What do you think Goa could become, and how do we create, say maybe, and I take the figures from you, how do you create 50,000 jobs, meaningful jobs in Goa over the next 5 years?
See, Srini, you must look at the Singapore model, because Goa has to be a service economy. It can't be a manufacturing economy, because nobody wants to work in a factory. You get people from outside, they'll ruin your place, right? So you need to have a high-tech service economy. To be a high-tech service economy, you should have good infrastructure, very good high-quality education services, good schools, and be able to get service companies to locate here and provide jobs. And the biggest jobs are in technology. Bangalore produces 250,000 jobs a year. You want 50,000 jobs in 10 years. So you must get the big IT companies to come here. You must have an incubator like T-Hub here. And you must get your young people enthused. You must give them grants to start companies. You must double, triple, quadruple your engineering output. Give funding for R&D and research to produce more PhDs. You must get the healthcare companies to come here and expand your higher education sector and invest in them to make sure not only your children, people from all over come here, the best minds come here, sit and work. And for that you people in this room have to lead. The politicians cannot lead because they can't think beyond tomorrow. Everybody is in the house, it's 4:30 in the morning. It's a miserable life for a politician, in my state at least. 5 o'clock they come to your house, they want a job, they want this, they got to give them tea, coffee, go away, then they abuse you. The whole day is gone. They don't even have time to make money. Really getting upset. Some of them have become very rich. So you have to create a vision, you have to talk to policymakers, you have to get it done, and you have to attract companies, and you have to also invest in this place. A strategy map has to be done up. For example, Ullas Kamath is here. Ullas is the chair of FICCI. He and his FICCI committee created a $1 trillion vision for Karnataka. It's a 350-page document with 14 committees working together, headed by an assistant chief secretary, along with everybody, helped by McKinsey and all industrial group. They thought through everything, how to get in urbanization, how to make sure you get a social security program for everybody in the state so that nobody suffers, how to develop infrastructure, how to make Bangalore a high-tech city, how to improve education, how to improve the schooling system, right? And how to create a north-south corridor in Karnataka, how to bring the MICE industry and tourism to Karnataka and extend them. A lot of things have been discussed and debated, and everything is there. So you people have to lead, you people have to set up a group to create a vision for Goa. And the vision has to be based on high quality jobs, so your children will stay here. To me, that's the most important thing. Your young people should stay here. They must feel their future is in Goa. It's a great place. They must not say my future in the US or Portugal or Bangalore or anywhere else. Because if all the young children go here, who's going to remain here? You'll have your fenny and your fish and everything. After 20 years, après moi, les deluge. No, I'm very honest. Now, the biggest disappointment I have about Goa, everybody comes, everybody listens, everybody laughs, and they go away to their own life and they're happy. Nothing happens. Set up a group, develop a vision group. Ullas will work at voluntary services. Like remember the American general said, we'll fight the Ukrainian war till the last Ukrainian. So I voluntarily services. We'll work with you to do it.
One more, can I butt in?
Yeah.
See, it is easier said than done because we have done a small study on this. And where we found out the number of engineering colleges and the students coming out is not enough for a big company to come here and set up their shop.
Increase the number of colleges.
No, that's true, but it will take time. It will not be immediate.
At least for those coming, get their jobs here, get other people here.
Now you are going to your original
No,
system.
I want to the high educated people to come and I mean, they are going to go. I don't want the uneducated and semi-educated people to come here and create problems because they create value. Please remember, for a young educated person anywhere in the country, Goa is not a choice. They want to go to Bangalore. They want to go to Silicon Valley. Goa is not a choice. You have to attract them and you must increase your capacity. You must get the BPO companies to come here, which graduates can do, high school people can do, and slowly build them in multiple areas. First year you create 2,000 jobs, second year 2,500 jobs, third year 3,000 jobs. Start it down. Have an incubator. It's got an incubator. Isn't it full, Srini?
We have a co-working space.
Isn't it full?
Yeah, it's full.
Create one 10 times the size. I keep telling him.
In fact,
Stop talking to me.
Chamber started one in 2012 and there are 6 success stories too.
But make it 100.
Yeah.
You got to do in scale. We're not getting old younger. We're not getting older. Every day in your life, see, once you're 40, every day is important because that's one day less to live. So you've got to work harder and harder and harder.
I think our Prime Minister said that we should train our people and export them to the other country.
You already exported
that is what
everybody in
is
all the
happening
states.
now.
You already done it. That's not for you, that's for UP and BR.
That's what. But Goa started following me.
Wait. तुम्ही पूरा पुणे केला. मैं पूरा UP, BR का पूरा टाकला. Next. No, but my sincere thing is, please form a crew, create a vision, publicize it, tell the Goan this is there. The politicians will come. They will do it. Politicians respond to the electorate.
Actually, politicians ruin it.
Huh?
Politicians ruin it.
No, see, please remember, you need politicians because everybody in society wants so much. There's not much to give. They're the only people who give some to everybody, keep the hope going. Chatti ka naam Gandhi. What else to do? You can't please everybody, no? You come to Karnataka and see in that chief minister's place, the big, you give me a job, give me this, give me this, give me this. In 1950, Kamaraj said Patlam.
Patlam.
He didn't say Nila.
Patlam.
Patlam. Patlam means hope. We'll see. They still see. Okay. But please do it. My request, please do it. You have to do it. Not anybody. Nobody is coming here to help you out. You have to do it yourself.
I met a few startups here and I was so happy to see them because I never met them and I didn't know that they are here. And thanks to Lalit, he connected with somebody and invited them. We'd love to hear from you why Goa, because then we can build on that. And I would like to invite you to get involved in the chamber activities because we'd like to create that ecosystem. And there are people, Abrar is my partner in the co-working space. And there are lots of non-Goans who've come and set up shop here and they are doing business.
But you create capacity, Srini.
But why is it that you've come to Goa? So that will give us a.
Yeah,
can you just give us?
No, so couple of reasons. One is of course my wife's health reasons because Bangalore prone to asthma.
Yes.
So she's been asthmatic for 10 years now. So whenever we used to come here for holidays, she did not have to use her medication. So I think that was one of the primary reasons. Eventually we said
sure.
Of course it's
But you are liking it here.
We're liking it here, but of course there are challenges. Right? So public transport not being there at all
Exactly.
is such a big challenge. Like I was telling you earlier, right? We need a critical threshold of startup founders to be there for everything to have the compounding effect. That tribe is still missing. So that is something I do miss, which is why we are also in Bangalore, up and down doing it. But I think if we are able to attract that and get people to start building here, like what you're doing with the co-working space, and there are some of these hubs which are now starting off.
Yeah.
I think if we reach a certain threshold, then automatically like people will attract like people.
You think it's doable?
Oh, I'm seeing it already. We have a WhatsApp group of bunch of founders who are working from here, and we're starting to see that value.
You have a meeting with all the founders who come from outside India and talk to them and see what has to be done. So you know what is happening.
President, can I add, because I have done a lot of road shows and you are aware of to attract these startups to come to Goa. See, there are a lot of other attractions in Goa. It's not only those people who do not want to rush from one unit to another. Those type of people who want to a very sedate life. They would like to come here and set up their shop and they would like to have their own business. And especially the Mangalore pattern, which is house to house business. Your Infosys only started that. Similar thing. Goa has a lot of potentials.
So why did Infosys go to Bangalore?
Mangalore, right? We went to Mangalore because we went to a tier 2 place to get good people. We succeeded, but you know what we found is middle management people don't want to come because they want to work, their spouse has to work, and they're getting more jobs in Bangalore. So it's been slow, but Mangalore has got some 30,000 people, Pradeep?
Yes, sir.
30,000 people working there, 30,000 people. It's very small, you should go, but 30,000 people are working there. See, we can work to have 50,000 jobs created in Goa by 2030.
In fact, we can start enterprising people to start their ventures.
Have an incubator.
Yeah.
Young people want to see visible sign of progress. They must come to a place, see the beautiful incubator like a spacecraft and say, I want to work inside, I want to go there like T-Hub in Hyderabad. Because for Bangalore, the incubator and all no value because everything is an incubator. But here you don't have anything. Have a beautiful incubator. Have co-working places where anybody can come and get a desk in 1 hour and sit down. They don't have to look for offices. And you have to build public transport. You know this taxi mafia. You got to break all that. See, you have to enthuse Goan mothers that their children's future is here. You got to have a public relation campaign that you're going to create jobs for young Goans of every persuasion. It's very important. Yes.
We have
Sir,
one more startup guy.
So I have two questions on the startup ecosystem. One is that right now corporate governance is becoming such a big issue in the whole startup ecosystem. We have seen so many names there, but there are some certain curtains which are coming down. I don't know what the details are, but you would be in a better position. But the second thing, sir, more importantly, as a founder, as a startup that's coming up, the whole, there's always a discussion between profitability and valuation. What's your take on that, sir?
See, first of all, this corporate governance issue is overblown. Baiju has got $6 billion. His investors are giving him money. He has to answer his investors, not the media, not you and me. We are not giving him money. He has taken money from investors. He'll answer his investors. What is anybody's problem? What is corporate governance? Corporate governance for listed companies because you taken money from the public. From the poor fellow who wants 10 rupees, you taken 5 rupees, right? You have taken money from all the rich capitalists who know how to run the companies. Other the write-off 6 billion, that's their problem. Why is anybody bothered? It is between investors and the company. And there the investors didn't run the board properly. And Baiju is a very good company. I'm helping him, he's doing very well. The media is going crazy and all that, but whatever it is. Yes, there are problems. See, the problem in India is the market moves on greed and fear. $42 billion came. Every venture cap said, blow the money, next round. Blow the money, next round. Everyone knows about it. So they took the money, hired people, blew it up, next round. Billion, 2 billion, 3 billion. Because everybody is pumping in money. The music stopped. The fat lady stopped singing. They ran out of money. In the market, valuation goes ahead of value creation. Market falls. Value creation catches up. Market rises. It is a cycle. In the last 8 years, there have been 4 cycles. It is a cycle. Now we are at the bottom, it will go up again. So you don't have to feel sorry for all of them. And that's okay. Now, for you, profitability and this, when the market is growing, money is coming in, GMV karo, ye karo, because that's what reward you get for enterprise. When the market falls and everything, profitability karo, cash flow dikao, EBITDA. They never heard of something called EBITDA. Now EBITDA, you got to learn what is ROI, what is EBITDA, what is profit. They don't even know what is profit. CMA 1, 2, 3, 4, what something called the rubbish is there, no? So look, you have to build a sustainable business as a startup. You have to grow your top line. You should not lose too much of money, only invest for the future. Make sure any point of time you have cash for 2 years of expenses. And you must be very close to your investors so they go on writing checks for you. That's the name of the game, okay? Then you come to a certain size, find another sucker to sell it up, make your money and go to the beach. Everything in life is for sale, including a company, okay? Everything is for sale, so you build a company for sale, keep it in mind.
There are some students here. Would anyone like to ask a question?
Yes, yes sir.
Any idea why Tata's went with the EV project to England?
No, that's because Rishi gave them a lot of subsidies. See, Jaguar is there, they want to sell there, and he's given them subsidies. Look, feel sorry for the poor English, they must get some jobs. Why you want everyone? No, that's the poor people.
just taking you back to the old Infosys days, and more from a microeconomic rather than a macro issue perspective. Let's say there is a company which is sort of grown up, stabilized, and now looking at scaling up from a tier 2 or tier 3 city. What will be your key takeaways from it? Understanding there is a limitation of an ecosystem, but there is a product or a service which can be taken mass or global. What will be those things which probably a smaller company can do to actually look at this scaling up?
See, smaller company for scaling up should decide where its market is. Is the market in the United States, market elsewhere, because in services. So go to the market and set up a sales force after you are done, got some execution capacity. So you got to, and first thing is the founder should go visit people, travel 2 times every month up and down and get all the business. And once you stabilize, put an office there, get some person from here, slowly build up sales. That's how you build up sales. And if you do local business in India, products, wherever markets are, you must start opening offices and do it. Because the face-to-face interaction is still very important. You can do everything digitally, but face-to-face is important. You got to scale up. And in fact, Ullas Kamath runs a program. You must go for his program, how to make small companies scale up. Ullas Kamath, he runs a program, how he gets small companies to scale up, and what he does. A very interesting program it is.
Started in India, and Jyoti Labs was a part of that. And with 5,000 rupees investment, we could build a $1 billion enterprise, but that took us 25 years. But today it can be done in 10 years, even in the brick and mortar services. And what they lack is generally the capital, the talent, the technology, and the fear of failure. And the biggest bottleneck what I've seen is the first generation. They do not want to encourage the second generation to take risk. They think that they are taking risk. Actually, first generation has never taken any risk because that is for their survival they did it. Nothing else was there, so they could do only this, but they call it as a risk. That is what we are trying to teach in this school. It's a 5-day program, and we take 20 into one session, and we help them with the capital, we help them with the marketing, we help them with the technology, and we have seen a huge result out of that. First is that we make elders and juniors sit together and teach them in the classroom by asking the question. And second, we help them to go beyond their and we have seen good results, and that's what we are trying to do with the Disha Foundation, which I have done after leaving Jyoti Labs. Thank you.
Hi everyone, super nice to hear you. I'm also one of the startups who's moved to Goa in 2020, and I run a space called Makers Asylum. It's an education, innovation kind of a setup, and we've been doing a lot of work around training a lot of youth and young people around new age technology, which focuses on hardware design sustainability. Interestingly, I just want to make up, Goa has a very interesting positioning when it comes to creative startups moving here. Now Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi and Bombay have different positioning, but I think Goa is very interesting, is a very interesting place for creative people. There's a lot of architects, a lot of designers, a lot of artists, a lot of people in education who want to be here because it really gives you a lot of mind space to really think out of the box and do things. So I think that's a really interesting positioning for Goa as such. And that kind of like really, I feel that really solves the issue of not just getting the IT and the BPOs, but also getting the really smart people to Goa. And I think a lot of smart people are moving to Goa. You just have to kind of get them together. There's one of the unicorns, which is Bright Champs, which is an tech unicorn. They have the entire base in Goa. I don't know if you know of this, but this is all happening while we're all sitting over here. Of course, in and there are multiple other creative startups that are coming to Goa. So I think that's my comment. How it's a different positioning because we itself in the last 3 years have gotten more than 500 people to come to Goa and learn over here. Although Goa has not ever been branded as a base for learning, it's more a party destination. And we work with a lot of universities abroad, everywhere. So everyone's come to Goa to kind of learn over here. So I'm just saying that it's a matter of positioning and how you can really use what Goa has and its natural resources and things like that to really do stuff, I guess.
Brilliant, brilliant, thank you, brilliant.
The point is, what do you think about life sciences and what role you think the future?
No, they're all,
And
life sciences can play a good role, but the long gestation thing, because they'll take 12, 13 years. You need good people and you need a lot of patient long-term capital.
So that's why I find investors.
Baba, you must have a government fund for that, like the C camp in Bangalore. There's the C camp in Bangalore, the incubator, which gives startup funds and all that. Then they train them how to raise money. It's a very long-term thing.
So
In the Goa Medical College, you must use that place to do that.
We are looking only for the startup. There's also scale-up people. You know, a lot of companies are already doing that.
You talk to Sandeep Shenoy, he's here as a banker, how to raise money. He'll help you. Sandeep, he's a Goan. One of the people who ran away from Goa to make his money in Bombay. His father worked here, his mother was here for 30 years. Poor guy went away. He's done very well, he's a banker, he knows how to raise money.
But generally, Indian, whoever invests, they don't have so much patience.
They may not have patience, but it's okay. You know, you should get the right people.
So all investors look for a tech play primarily.
Yeah, but 10% comes your way, it's okay. For example, 10% of our funds are, money is being invested in Aryan Capital, in health tech and deep tech and health and bioscience, and we lost every single penny. But we invested. Okay, next, last question, next, yes sir.
Yeah, so Goa, I think Goa seems to have a challenge attracting people in the age group 25 to let's say 45.
What age you came, ma?
So let me,
35. See, she came at 35.
So let me just complete this. So I think below 25, you have like BITS and IIT and NIT. So for education, you have people who are able to come in. So I remember the Goa Institute of Management, we get like 90% of students come from all over, but they don't get employed here.
Why?
So let me just complete, sir. And I'm saying, whereas we look at the other big migration to Goa is people who are retiring into Goa. But the challenge really is, when the life becomes more complicated, dual income families, children, schooling, that seems to be really a challenge. So people are coming in, they'll come get educated here. So even if we have top education institutions, we're not able to retain them here because dual income family, I know even for us to get top quality faculty, the big challenge is in that age group because that whole ecosystem is needed.
Also mobility.
Yeah.
If some top guy comes and joins me as a CEO, if I don't like you, what is the mobility?
That's the problem everybody has gone through. You have to have you have to solve the problem. One is you must set up some very good schools. So that you get people from outside to come, international school, couple of international schools, national schools, that's not very difficult to do. Second, all your graduates, you must give them some small grants to have some startups and do something. Then you must have hackathons, you must do a series of events. So if 100 people are going, at least 10 will stay back. And then that will grow. You've got to create a community. See, it's a question of developing the ecosystem. Same problem in Bangalore, Infosys went there in 94. We could not get people to come because the wife will say, I want a job, there's no job, you can't leave this company, go elsewhere. So middle level people never came. It's a very tough thing, I understand what you're saying. So I think you must, there are 10 things to do, you can do 5 of them easily. I think somebody should do it.
Thank you, sir, for that enlightening presentation and the engrossing conversation thereafter. We now take the opportunity of launching our new social media handles of Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Requesting all of you all to please do follow us. So we are on all the 4 handles. We'll be sharing the links very shortly, maybe late evening today itself to all of you. Okay. I now request our President, Mr. Shrinivas Dempo, to present a memento to our respected guest.
Thank you, Mohan.
And a set of paintings by Mr. Lalit Saraswat.